These are the best bug-type Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. Starting in Kanto, we have Pinsir, who has the least weaknesses and the best move pool, and a pretty cool Mega to boot. Johto, I give it to the underrated Shuckle. If you've ever come across one of these in competitive play, you know how impossible it is to beat. Hoenn region, I give it to Armaldo. This Pokemon literally said, I'm done with living in the sea, and started punching its way through the land. For the Sinnoh region, I give it to none other than Yanmega. And this is one Pokemon that we can all agree that Game Freak kinda messed up on with its typing. Let me fix it real quick. Like, come on, Game Freak, how did you miss this golden opportunity? For Unova, I give it to Volcarona, who's still very competitive to this day, and probably most of our introductions to being catfished. For Kalos, we have to give it to Vivillon. Well, it's the only choice we got here. Alola's best Pokemon is Gliscopod. And why?
First impression.
First impressions mean everything. For Galar, I have to give it to Orbeetle. I mean, its Gigantamax is a UFO, and it's competitively pretty decent. And the best Paldea bug Pokemon is Rapsika. It's a great late game sweeper in Trick Rooms. These are the best dark types from each region, and no, legendaries are not included. From Kanto, we don't have any, so if I had to put something here, I'd put Muk's regional form. And from Johto, it goes to Tyranitar. This pseudo-legendary is peak Pokemon design. Looks mean, is mean, all around, beast. And for the Hoenn region, it's Absol. This emo Pokemon has an awesome Mega Evolution and great stats to back it up. And for the Sinnoh region, it's Drapion. This Pokemon only has one weakness and great stats finds itself in a lot of competitive play. And for Unova, I give it to Crocodile. This Pokemon has an amazing design, lots of personality, and with the ability Moxie, makes it a beast. And for Kalos, it's Greninja. I don't have to explain why it's awesome. Battle Bond, Protein, enough said. For Alola, it goes to Incineroar. This Pokemon just sees so much competitive play, you can't ignore it. And from the Galar region, I'm going with Obstagoon. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but he has the best base stats, and honestly, he's underrated. And from Paldea, it's Roaring Moon. This Pokemon's just juiced up, sweeping through the Uber tier like, oh my god! These are the best Dragon Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. And from Kanto, the only dragon himself, the OG Dragonite, and honestly still super competitive. Multi-skill Dragonite, whoo, sweeps through teams. And from Johto, it goes to Kingja. With the ability Sniper and a high attack stat, makes him a great Pokemon. And from the Hoenn region, I have to give it to Salamence. I mean, there's no argument here. His Mega Evolution makes him insane. And from the Sinnoh region, it's gotta go to Garchomp. If it's good enough for the Dawn Mommy Cynthia, it's good enough for you and me. And from Unova, it goes to Haxorus. Just look at it. Peak Pokemon design right here. And from Kalos, it goes to Tyrantrum. This Pokemon just screams intimidation. And from Alola, I have to give it to my favorite pseudo-legendary Komodo. And from the Galar region, it goes to the fossil Pokemon Dracovish, the monster of Uber tier. And lastly, from the Paldea region, it goes to Dipplin. I mean, look at this Pokemon. Look at this Pokemon. How can you deny this? These are the best electric type Pokemon from each region. And no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, it's Jolteon. This Pokemon has incredible offensive stats and is the best of the original 3 evolutions. From Johto, it's Ampharos. This Pokemon has an incredible special attack, and with its Mega boosting it to a 165, whoo, just wish it was a little bit faster. And from Hoenn, it's Manectric. Great Pokemon, underrated, cool Mega, and really the only choice other than Pulsominium. And from Sinnoh, it's Magnezone. If you're a competitive player, you know how powerful the ability Magnet Pull is. And from Unova, it's Galvantula. This Pokemon, thanks to its incredible speed, as well as Compound Eyes and Electro Web, makes this a double battle menace. From Kalos, it's Heliolisk. This Pokemon looks really cool and has a cool typing, but maybe needs a final evolution. And from Alola, it's Vikavolt. This Pokemon has an incredible 145 special attack, but is super slow, so put it in a Trick Room team, and you're gonna be sweeping the competition. And from the Galar region, it's Bolton. Just because it's a dog, and dogs are the best. And from Paldea, it's Iron Hands. This Pokemon is just punching and zapping its way through competitive play. These are the best Fairy-type Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. And from Kanto, it's Clefable, the best and the original fairy Pokemon. For Johto, I went out of pocket on this one, and I picked Grumble. I just love the design of a mean bulldog that's a fairy Pokemon, and it also just has incredible base stats. And from Hoenn, it's Gardevoir. But the fandom has just ruined this Pokemon. And from Sinnoh, it's Togekiss. Thanks to its incredible move pool, high base stats, this Pokemon sees a lot of competitive play. And from Unova, it's Whimsicott. I mean, it's the only fairy Pokemon from here, but it's a great double battle Pokemon. From Kalos, it's Sylveon. This is the mascot of fairy Pokemon, but don't let that fool you. It's got an incredible bulk as well as special attack and a great ability in Pixelate. Ooh, baby. And from Alola, it's Mimikyu. Okay, it's Mimikyu. Don't even argue me on this. And from the Galar region, it's Grimmsnarl. I just love the way this guy looks, and he's so incredibly powerful. And from Paldea, it's Fluttermane. This Pokemon is just tearing it up in the Uber tiers. Competitively, can't be stopped. These are the best fighting types from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, it's Primeape. This Pokemon is just so iconic for its design, and is a great Nuzlocke Pokemon. From Johto, it's Heracross. This Pokemon has one of the best abilities, Moxie, as well as a Mega form. And from Hoenn, it's Blaziken. No surprise, with access to Flame Charge, as well as Speed Boost, and a Mega, this Pokemon is almost almost impossible to revenge kill. And from Sinnoh, this one was a hard one as there's 3 great choices, but I went with Infernape. It has better speed as well as great stab moves. It was the obvious choice. And from Unova, I went with Conkeldurr. Now this Pokemon has access to sheer force and an attack stat of 140, puts us on a Trick Room team, you're sweeping through everybody. And from Kalos, I'm going with Hawlucha. Not only is this Pokemon's design incredible, but it's got the stats to back it up. And from Alola, it's Komo-o. This pseudo-legendary is just incredible. And from Galar, it's Sir Farfetch'd. With the attack stat of 135 as well as Meteor Assault, 150 base, and a 100% accuracy, easy to see why it's a champion. And from Paldea, it's Great Tusk. This Pokemon is just broken. Great pivot, incredible stats. These are the best fire Pokemon from each region, and I will not include legendaries or starters. From Kanto, it's Arcanine. This Pokemon has just been incredible throughout the years, and fun fact, it's considered a legendary on Bulbapedia. From Johto, it's Houndoom. This Pokemon looks absolutely incredible, and it has amazing stats to back it up even before it becomes a Mega. Hoenn, it's Torkoal. This niche competitive Pokemon has access to Drought and Eruption, making things go boom. From Sinnoh, it's Magmortar. I said no starter, so this is the only one introduced, but it has an incredible special attack of 125. From Unova, it's Volcarona. This is probably one of the best competitive Pokemon to ever be introduced. From Kalos, it's Talonflame, thanks to its ability Gale Wings, gaining priority on flying moves like Brave Bird. From Alola, it's Turtonator, thanks to its incredible defense and an awesome move called Shell Trap. And fun fact, it's the only Fire Dragon Pokemon other than a Mega. From Galar, it's Centiskorch. This Pokemon has great HP and attack stat, but always kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. From Paldea, it's Mega Man. I'm sorry, Cerulean Edge. This Pokemon is just a man in armor, but it looks sick. These are the best flying type Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, there's 3 great choices, but I chose not to use pseudo-legendaries this video, and I went with Gyarados. This Pokemon with the ability Moxie and Dragon Dance sweeps through any team. From Johto, it's Skarmory. You cannot have a flying Pokemon list without including probably one of the best setup Pokemon in the entire game. From Hoenn, it's Pelipper. This Pokemon's ability Drizzle makes it a staple on any rain team. It's why it's seen so much competitive play. From Sinnoh, it's Gliscor. This Pokemon has an incredible design, and thanks to its ability Poison Heal, makes it super competitive. And from Unova, it's Braviary. This Pokemon looks pretty cool, has a great attack stat and an HP stat. And from Kalos, it's Talonflame. Thanks to Gale Wings giving flying moves like Brave Bird priority, you're going to be diving your way to victory. And from Alola, it's Minior. Thanks to its ability Shields Down and moves like Shell Smash will have your opponents like... And from Galar, it's Corviknight. This Pokemon's design is incredible, and not only is it incredible, it's super competitive. And from Paldea, it's Flamigo. This Pokemon's stats are just so balanced, and nothing's more fun than beating your opponents with a lawn decoration. Can I remake this video without starters? Absolutely. So these are the best grass Pokemon from each region, and no legendaries or starters. Kanto, it's Exeggutor. This Pokemon has an incredible 530 base stats and an incredible 125 special. And fun fact, it's the only grass psychic Pokemon other than legendaries. Johto, it's Jumpluff. This Pokemon is incredible, and it has one of the saddest Pokédex entries. From Hoenn, it's Breloom. This is one of the best Spore users in Pokemon, and it's knocking people out like Mike Tyson. Sinnoh, I'm still going with Tangrowth. This Pokemon is one of the best walls and has one of the best hidden abilities in Pokemon. Unova, it's a Gus. This is still one of the best Pokemon in competitive play thanks to moves like Rage Powder and Spore. Kalos, it's Gogoat. I originally had something here differently, but this Pokemon is just so incredible and has great stats. Alola, it's Tasserina. Queenly Majesty is just such an incredible ability. From Galar, it's Appletun. This Pokemon looks incredible and has an incredible special attack. Put it on a Trick Room and just back it up on your enemies. Paldea, it's Brute Bonnet. This emo version of Amoonguss is amazing. These are the best ghost-type Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, it's Gengar. I mean, it's the only choice here, but it's the most iconic ghost Pokemon. From Johto, it's Mischievous. Again, only choice we have here, so it is what it is. And from Hoenn, it's Banette. I love the concept of this Pokemon. It's creepy, has a cool design, great attack stab, and it's got a decent Mega. And from Sinnoh, it's Spiritomb. I love the design of this Pokemon as well, and its incredible bulk makes it a very competitive Pokemon. And from Unova, it's Chandelure. This Pokemon's base stats are phenomenal, and its special attack stat of 145, ooh, baby. From Kalos, I'm going with Trevenant. This Pokemon has overall great base stats and just a creepy design. And from Alola, it's Mimikyu. Okay, it's Mimikyu. You can fight me on this all you want, but it's Mimikyu. From Galar, it's the pseudo-legendary Dragapult. With its incredible attack and speed stats, easy to see why it's competitive. And from Paldea, it's Annihilate. Why? These are the best ground types from each region, and no, I won't include doubles or legendaries. Kanto, it's Sinnoh. She's just the queen of defense and utility with her amazing move pool. From Johto, it's Steelix. This Pokemon's defensive stats are off the charts, and its Mega boosting it even further makes for a great pivot on any team. From Hoenn, it's Flygon. This Pokemon's design is incredible. I love this Pokemon, but it's sadly overshadowed by a pseudo-legendary that shares the same typing. From Sinnoh, it's Hippowdon. This Pokemon has incredible bulk and a great attack stab, making it great at checking Pokemon like King Gambit. From Unova, it is Excadrill. This Pokemon has an insane attack stab of 135 and ability Mold breaker, making it one of the most used in competitive play. From Kalos, it's the Easter Bunny thanks to its ability, huge power, and its great stab moves. From Alola, it's Mudstale. This Pokemon looks incredible and has the ability Stamina, which is absolutely crazy good. From Galar, it's Sandaconda. Why? Because
my anaconda don't.
From Paldea, it's Iron Treads, thanks to its great attack, defense, and speed stat, making it competitively awesome. These are the best ice types from each region, and no, I will not include legendaries. And from Kanto, it goes to Lapras. This Pokemon is just iconic, and with a Gigantamax that's powerful, it has to make the list. And from Johto, it goes to Sneasel. Not as powerful as its final evolution, but with a high attack stat and speed stat, it's not one to bat an eye at. And from Hoenn, I have to give it to Walrein, because honestly, and from the Sinnoh region, it goes to Mamoswine. This Pokemon just screams, I'm the perfect Ice-type Pokemon, design-wise and ability with Thick Fat. Fire-type who? And from Unova, it's Vanilluxe. One of the worst designed Pokemon, but with a high attack stat, it's turning dragons into ice, baby. And from Kalos, it goes to Auroras. Not super strong, but has an amazing design. Look at this. And for Alola, I have to give it to Alola Ninetales. Has a great design, and competitively, not too shabby. And from the Galar region, I have to give it to Galarian Darmanitan. This Pokemon is a menace competitively. If you've ever come across one of these, you know what I mean. And from the Paldea region, it goes to the pseudo-legendary Boxcalibur and their insane attack stat and awesome typing. These are the best normal types in each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, I'm going to give an honorable mention to Raticate. This Pokemon just helped us so much. Competitively, it's Snorlax. Thanks to its high bulk and high attack, this Pokemon sees a lot of competitive play. Johto, it's Blissey. This is one of the best toxic wall stallers in the entire competitive scene. And from Hoenn, it's Exploud. This Pokemon's design is incredible and it's super underrated, and it has the ability Scrappy. From Sinnoh, it's Bidoof. This lovable Pokemon has united the world. Competitively though, it's Lopunny, but the fandom's kind of ruined it. And from Unova, it's Stoutland. I love dog Pokemon, so it automatically gets a pass, but this Pokemon has a great base stats and is able to learn all the elemental Fang attacks. And from Kalos, it's Pyroar. This Pokemon has an incredible speed and special attack stat and the ability Moxie. From Alola, it's Drampa. This Pokemon has an incredible special attack. Put this on a Trick Room and you're going to be sweeping the competition. From Galar, it's Obstagoon. This Pokemon has an incredible base stats and looks super awesome. And from Paldea, it's Arboliva. This Pokemon is incredibly awesome. These are the best poison types from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, it's Nidoking. Aside from being my favorite Pokemon, it has an incredible move pool and an awesome ability in Sheer Force. And it looks amazing. And from Johto, it's Crobat. This Pokemon has incredible base stats and a 130 speed stat. Oh my. And from Hoenn, it's Seviper. This Pokemon is super underrated. Literally no one ever talks about it. It's amazing, people. From Sinnoh, I give it to Toxicroak. This Pokemon is super overshadowed by another Pokemon. I won't say its name, but it has an incredible design and great stab moves. And from Unova, it's Scolipede. This massive bug Pokemon looks incredible, and it's the second fastest speed boost user. From Kalos, it's Dragalge. This Pokemon is competitively great. From Alola, it's Toxapex. This Pokemon is an incredible wall for any team. From Galar, it's Toxtricity. This Pokemon uses more electric moves, but still an incredible poison type. From Paldea, it is Clodsire. I don't care what you say in the comments, I don't care. Clodsire. These are the best rock types from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. From Kanto, it's Aerodactyl. Come on, this Pokemon's design is incredible, and its speed when it's a Mega just got me like, oh my god! From Johto, it's Tyranitar. This rock-type pseudo-legendary is incredible competitively. And from Hoenn, it's Aggron. This incredibly designed Pokemon has an insane defensive stat, and even getting better once it's a Mega. And from Sinnoh, it's Rhyperior. This Pokemon has an incredible HP, attack, and defensive stat, and with a powerful stab move like Rock Wrecker, you're gonna be wrecking your opponents. And from Unova, it's Gigalith. Put this on a Trick Room team and utilize that 135 attack. And from Kalos, it's Tyrantrum. I don't care what any of you say, there is no other choice. It's a T-Rex. From Alola, it's Lycanroc. This is a dog Pokemon, so it already gets a pass, but it's incredibly powerful, and there's 3 cool choices to choose from. From Galar, it's Colossal. This Pokemon's ability Steam Engine is incredibly powerful competitively. From Paldea, it's Glimmora. This Pokemon has absolutely changed competitive play. These are the best Steel-type Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries do not count. And from Kanto, it's Magneton. Now we only have one choice, but it has a pretty solid 120 special attack stat. And from Johto, it's Scizor. This Pokemon has an incredible attack and defense stat and gets only better with its Mega. It's easy to see why it's in competitive play so often. And from Hoenn, it's Metagross. This Pokemon's Mega form is an absolute menace in Uber tier. It hits hard, it looks hard. And from Sinnoh, it's Lucario. This Pokemon might be crazy overrated, but it is super powerful, so you know what? It's justifiable. And from Unova, it's Ferrothorn. This Pokemon is probably one of the best walls in competitive gameplay, thanks to moves like Leech Seed and Knockoff. And from Kalos, it's Aegislash. This Pokemon's ability Stance Chains makes it such a unique Pokemon, being able to be both defensive or offensive. And from Alola, it's Togedemaru. This Pokemon's the only one introduced, but it's cute, so it's fine. And from Galar, it's Duraludon. This Pokemon has great base stats as well as a pretty decent move pool. And you know what? From Paldea, I am gonna put Tinkaton. This Pokemon's not the most powerful, nor is it the best steel type in this region, but it's just captured the hearts of so many fans. And you know what? Deserves its spot. These are the best water types from each region, and I will not include legendaries or starters. From Kanto, I already talked about Gyarados, so I'm gonna give it to Vaporeon. This Pokemon has incredible bulk, as well as having a very high special attack. Johto, it's Azumarill. This Pokemon is absolutely lethal thanks to its typing, ability, huge power, and access to moves like Aqua Jet. Hoenn, it's Melodic. This Pokemon has an incredible design, an incredible ability, Marvel skill, as well as being one of the best stall Pokemon. Sinnoh, I went with Gastrodon. Now I know this is a very weird pick, but I feel like it can just fit into teams so much better than some others. From Unova, I went with Caracosta. This Pokemon is slept on. It is incredible with thanks to its ability Solid Rock, access to Aqua Jet, and has an incredible 108 attack stat. From Kalos, it's Barbaracle. Not my favorite designed Pokemon, but can't deny that it's very powerful. From Alola, it's the Pokemon that I have to pronounce his name really slow or else it sounds absolutely garbage every time I do, but it has an incredible design and an incredible special defense. Galar, it's Camerupt. Not the most powerful Pokemon, but its personality is off the charts. Paldea, it's Palafin. This Pokemon is absolutely incredible in competitive play. These are the best Psychic Pokemon from each region, and no, legendaries are not included. And from Kanto, it's Alakazam. This Pokemon has the stats of a pseudo-legendary, a mega, and overall just an amazing design. And from Johto, I'm gonna give it to Wobbuffet. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for not putting Espeon, but the stats speak for itself. Wobbuffet has seen so much Uber tier play. And from Hoenn, it goes to Metagross. This Pokemon just has peak Pokemon design, and one of the best shinies. And from Sinnoh, I give it to Glade. This Pokemon has an incredible attack stat and gets even better with its mega. And from Unova, I give it to Reuniclus with his high HP, high special attack, and interesting design. And for Kalos, I give it to Meowstic. Not many great options here, but this Pokemon has the ability Prankster, so let's go! And for Alola, I give it to Oranguru, because I love the way it looks, and honestly, it's a great Trick Room setup. And from the Galar region, it's Hatterene. Probably one of the best Psychic designed Pokemon since Alakazam, and with its awesome typing, makes it a very competitive Pokemon. And from Paldea, it's Armarouge, with its amazing baseline stats and Mega Man ripoff design.